Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend right now. In this video, I want to talk about Snapchat stock, a $7 stock with huge upside potential. We're talking about 70%. The risk to reward looks amazing just alone on shares. Now, I am also going to be entering into a really cheap call option play. So I'll leave the Discord. I'm reopening the Discord again for free, so make sure to join here. But I'll be buying into a call option also, which I'll alert in the Discord, and I'll sort of go over what I'm taking a look at. When I'm talking about Snapchat, amazing setup. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and let me know what you guys think here. We have been absolutely killing it. So let's talk about sort of the earnings and why we dropped in the first place. So we can take a look at the 5-year chart. We can talk about, okay, 2020 was the peak, $83, and this time around we were actually becoming almost break even for the company. So the company currently is losing a lot of money. The past three earnings, we are actually getting better, and the stock is sort of just trading sideways. Okay, we're sort of in this accumulation phase we've talked a lot about here, but we can see that earnings is going to be a huge catalyst. Now we have earnings coming up on October 28th, and we could see that this is going to be our next potential catalyst, something like American Eagle, which did a huge move on earnings. So I'm expecting something like this, 37%, Planet Labs, two of our previous plays, but earnings is going to be the catalyst to give us that, 30-50% gain. Now we can see that previous earnings, this was a 17% drop. This was another previous earnings, 12% drop here, sideways activity. Here we had a 15% move, and then here we had a 26% move to the downside. Here we're talking about a 27 move to the upside. Here we are talking about a 34% move to the downside. And we can kind of, keep on going, but the point I'm making here is it's very volatile during earnings. And since the stock is down already so much, the probability of us going more to the downside is very unlikely. So I'll be buying shares, I'll be holding through earnings, as well as buying call options and holding through earnings. I just think the risk to reward here is definitely worth it, as we are the lowest it has ever been, while earnings are actually getting better. And not only that, 2026, we have a pretty big catalyst, which are going to be their AR glasses. And Q4 typically very bullish just in general for market and businesses, with a lot of holidays and New Year's, Christmas, all of that. So Q4 I think is going to be the most bullish for Snapchat stock, and I'm really expecting like a 50-60% gain. And if that doesn't happen, you guys can say I'm wrong and everything, but again, I'm going to be putting my money where my mouth is. Now let's take a look at the technical analysis here, because we've been talking about earnings and all of that. So again, really the lowest it has ever been. This is the monthly chart. We peaked here. So we're buying this stock at a really good sale here. So the lowest it has ever been. We can just take a look at our risk to reward here. So the stop loss, we can say close below, $6. So we can say that our stop loss is going to be like, like 17%. But our profit to the upside, okay, just a move like this, being very conservative, is 70%. Okay, in couple months, I'm expecting December, January, Q4 to be very bullish, and we can even expect 134%. So something being very conservative. We can take a look at something like, Shopify, sort of a V-shaped recovery, like that. Meta stocks like that. We talked about a ton of these previous setups of trading sideways and consolidating. So that's what we were taking a look at for Snapchat stock. Now we can take a look at the weekly time frame now. Again, really been just trading sideways, buying the low. Okay, that's the main thing. We can also take a look at the RSI, really the lowest it has ever been. So it's all about the risk to reward. Now the daily is where it gets very interesting, because it's really setting up. It's setting up for a move really in couple days, couple weeks, it's going to start to break out. We're taking a look at the daily here. The first thing is, so we have been consolidating here. Price has been trading sideways, and then we had this gap to be sort of filled. This was a earnings gap. So this is going to be our, really the next couple weeks, this is going to be our price target. We have this gap to the upside. Now, initially I had this support drawn to like over here. So we can see that this is more sort of like a better support. So I had two supports here actually, okay? So this was the original support that I had drawn here. So this is sort of the ideal level that we want Snapchat to be. So once we're above $8, that is going to be a really good sign, because then we are back in this channel. So we have our price target at the gap and then $12. Now I want to be taking profit at $12. Okay, this is going to be really my profit target. I paper hand a lot. Okay, if you guys go to the Discord, I paper handed. I sold most of my position in Planet Labs. It was over 30-40% gain. American Eagle, Open Door, I sold very early. Okay, we were talking about Open Door here right at this breakout. Again, we made a video on YouTube, but I'm really known to paper hand. But for Snapchat, I'm going to be holding to $12 at least. And again, that is going to be a solid 70% shares. I want to play shares and then some small call options to the upside. Now, I want to talk about the call options that I'm looking at. So I want to play call options, and not only that, hold it through earnings. And why I want to play call options, because the risk to reward is really good. Typically, when I'm talking about options, they're very expensive, especially for something like Tesla stock. You can also do a call debit spread, but I'm going to be talking about call options here. The expiration that I want to grab is going to be to make sure that we have time until the earnings. So October 28th, we can have our expiration to October 31st. We can do at the money. So again, the call options are really cheap, and that is why I've really been, incentivizing myself to do it, because the risk to reward here looks really good. Now, our price target from October 7th, October 25th, we can do a vertical line here. So until earnings, again, as I talked about the earnings, we can have a huge gap to the upside, depending upon what happens, but we're going to be very conservative. So we have $9. We can leave $9 as our sort of ideal price target here, and that's going to be around a double, 80%, 86% gain. We can also have like $10, $11, depending upon the move. So we can, $11, we're talking about 276%. So $11 here is sort of going to be our price target for earnings. So we can probably run in the next couple of weeks, and then potentially in the earnings we can have a huge gap to the upside. But I just think that the risks to reward to sort of bet on earnings is worth it. So let me know what you guys think. We discussed a lot and a lot of charts here for Snapchat. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And again, join the Discord, buying into shares as well as a call option play. I haven't played options in a while. So yeah, see you guys in the Discord, and bye.